士们、先生们，茅台王子酒提醒您：本次列车全列禁止吸烟。列车前方停车站是洛阳龙门站。Ladies and gentlemen, the train is smoke-free. Please do not smoke at any position of the carriage. The next stop is 洛阳龙门 Station.请下车旅客检查随身携带物品，做好准备。We will arrive in 洛阳龙门 Station.